What's up guys, welcome back for another DevPro Duel video. Gem Knights, they're getting new support, more support in Core, I believe. Clash of Rebellions, you might have seen it. It's a new fusion card, Brilliant, or yeah, Lady Brilliant Diamond, and a new future fusion for the archetype called Brilliant Fusion. Brilliant Fusion is a nice addition to the deck, since, as I said, it's pretty much an instant future fusion. You can pretty much summon any Gem Knight monster by sending the Gem Knight monsters you need from your deck to the grave, and then you can immediately special summon any fusion monster, any Gem Knight fusion from your deck. So mainly, most of them you'll be special summoning your Lady Brilliant Diamond, which needs 3 Gem Knights. So you can send something like your Garnet, your normal, your Lazuli, and something else to the grave, get back your normal with Lazuli's effect, and so on. So those are some very nice pluses. Then let's take a look at the Diamond itself. Lady Brilliant Diamond has a huge amount of attack, over 3000, which is great, of course. Very nice to defend itself. But the biggest downside of the Brilliant Fusion card is that when a monster is special summoned, it will have 0 attack. Although you can bypass this by discarding a spell card. Mainly, of course, your Gem Knight Fusion, which you can revive with its effect very easily. So it's not really a minus. Then again, although the monster does keep its effect, so you can still use your Lady Brilliant Diamond's effect. What's effect? So you can tribute one monster, one Gem Knight monster on your side of the field, and special summon one fusion monster, one Gem Knight fusion monster from your extra deck, and ignore its summoning conditions, which is very cool, because now you don't need to run those those worse normal Gem Knight or other Gem Knight monsters in your deck, and you can special summon something like Lapis Lazuli with relative ease, and others, of course. Yeah, I'll come back to more card choices from the extra deck in the deck profile at the end. So let's see some duels. Alright, so the first game, testing against a few different decks. The first deck is Clivefort. The deck is, I mean, if you open with your Brilliant Fusion, the deck is of course very good. You have your engine going, you can establish a nice field, and if you open with both Brilliant Fusion and your Gem Knight Fusion, you can establish a very big field. An option here is to end with Felgrand, with both Sargonias. Of course, the main target for your Brilliant Fusion will be your Brilliant Diamond or your Lady Brilliant Diamond, and with her effect you can special summon your Lapis Lazuli. Again, which is an Armageddonite effect, send one Gem Knight monster from your deck to the grave to burn your opponent for 500 damage for every special summoned monster on the field, which is again very big. And as you saw, I think 1500 during the first turn. Anyway, he does have a lot of back row. The deck has a lot of weaknesses against a heavy back row deck. But yeah, thanks to Castell, I can bounce back the Venus Chain that was on the Lady Brilliant Diamond. And I can discard the spell to bump its attack to its original deck due to the fusion, due to Brilliant Fusion, I have to say. And I can nicely attack for a game. This was a very brutal first turn opening. But again, the deck is heavily dependent on your Brilliant Fusion. I mean, as you see now, if you don't open with your Fusion, your Brilliant Fusion, your Absorb Fusion, or your regular Gem Knight Fusion, you can't really do much. And that's already a big difference between Gem Knights and Shaddoll, because obviously your Shaddolls do have effects when you don't use them as a fusion material, for example. And that's something the Gem Knights do lack, since now they are pretty much just normal monsters like Obsidian and Lazuli. Really don't do anything without your Gem Knight Fusion. So yeah, now my only option here is to either draw into Brilliant Fusion, into Gem Knight Fusion, Absorb Fusion, I mean to get the engine going. But yeah, I draw into an Armadillo, which is dead, so I can't really do much. Anyway, next duel against Red Eyes. He has a decent opening hand, although nothing to get Red Eyes on board, and I open with Brilliant Fusion, so get my Lady Diamond on board. Most of them you'll be just standing a normal monster together with Amber and a Lazuli. Again, Lazuli will trigger to get back a normal, again fueling your Gem Knight Fusion in your hand. So normal summon Armadillo, again, search something from my deck. Most of them you'll be searching out your, what is it called, Obsidian, to special summon something from your grave. I deal massive damage. He has to activate its ring here, which is all good. I still have a Gem Knight Fusion and a Brilliant Fusion I opened with 2 for next turn. So if he does not have an immediate out to this, I should have the game in the bag. So use my Embers effect to recycle something from my banished pile. That is also something the deck is lacking. I mean, the deck is decent, it's not something tier 1, but if the deck is getting more support, something to reuse, to revive your banished Lazulis, for example, it's definitely going to be a very competitive deck. Here I can just easily end the game with my Lapis Lazuli by sending one Gem Knight monster from my deck to the grave, or extra deck to the grave. I can burn my opponent for 500 for every special summon monster on the field, which was, I think, 2k, so free burn damage for the win. Anyway, he gets to start. I can establish a decent board with both my Lady Brilliant, use this effect to special summon my Lapis Lazuli, send my regular Lazuli to the grave, again to take back a normal Gem Knight added to my hand. Normal summon it, again deal some nice damage. He's left at 1200, but yeah, even though this was pretty much one of the strongest openings or moves currently the Gem Knight deck can make, of course, unless I'm missing something, it's still not solid enough to lock an opponent or to establish a very solid field. Since now it's easily being destroyed by Shaddoll, Gore, and Winda, and of course BLS. They always have BLS, but even without BLS, that would have been enough. So yeah, GG. It's nothing I can do about that. So I get to start. I don't open with Gem Knight Fusion, so I have to find a way to get it to my grave with something like Lavalval Chain, which is one of the reasons why I still like playing Lavalval Chain, since I saw a few deck lists not running Lavalval Chain. So get a Diamond on board, get a Lazuli, get some nice burn damage, 1k, and set up my hand for next turn. Although, yeah, that's Rageki clearing the board, so now I have to, priority number 1 is of course to get my Gem Knight Fusion. So for now, it's either by drawing it or send it to the grave with Lavalval Chain. The warning does help here to prevent my opponent from special summoning Red Eyes, and he leaves his board open, so very cool. Draw useless normal, but this doesn't really matter. I can go for Lavalval Chain and send that fusion to the grave so I can revive it and do some Gem Knight shenanigans, get everything on board. I think the best way is to go for the Lady Brilliant Diamond, use its effect eventually to bring out Master Dia, bump its attack with a huge amount to do its effect. I think it gets 100 attack for every Gem Knight monster you have in your grave, and you can also banish a fusion monster to get to give your Dia the fusion monster's effect. So you can copy something like your Lapis Lazuli, send something to the grave. I mean, yeah, from the moment you see your Brilliant Fusion, the deck gets going. You get your engine going, the deck is good. But if you don't have your fusion access, it's very slow. Anyway, the last duel, which is the best duel I've had in a long time. So he gets to start with Scepter, with Double Chair. I mean, that's the best opening you could dream of if you're a Stars Rough Shaddoll player. And I go for the Zirconia to attack over the Ouroboros, and I'm also going to Mirror Force his Mathematician, since he will eventually destroy it with Dragon, right? Here, very crucial, I top deck into a Brilliant Fusion, so send 2 Lazulis from my deck to the grave, use both effects to get 2 normals from my deck added to my hand, so both Amber and the Garnet are added back to my hand, and I still have my Gem Knight Fusion. Although he makes a good move, he eventually goes for Winda, since if he didn't went for Winda here, I would have been able to spam my field full of fusions, Gem Knight fusions that is. So eventually I go for Citrin, which is the Armadas like effect, so I can attack over the Squamata, not triggering it. And I'm also going to keep the Obsidian in hand, which he knows, which will be crucial in a moment. But yeah, I'm still set up for next turn, since I can again use reuse my Gem Knight Fusion, which is in the grave. I have an Obsidian in hand, so And also have the Crystal Rose in my grave, so I'm set up for next turn. So here I'm hoping that I survive, that he again doesn't have the BLS, and I survive. So there's the core. Mathematician will attack directly. A dragon also popped my back row, I think, and he's going to set a Mind Crush, and he's going to make a minor mistake. I get back my Gemnite Fusion with its effect, and he's going to Mind Crush my Obsidian. But Obsidian is sent from my hand to the grave with an effect. I think my opponent thought that Obsidian only triggers with when it's used for fusion material, but it's not. So I'm going to reborn my Rose, Crystal Rose, from the grave by banishing a fusion monster, use its effect to send a Gemnite monster from my deck to the grave, copy its name and the effect, I believe. So now it's just an extra name to go for a Lady Brilliant. I go for Ruby, and this now I can go for game. Very cool with Ruby tributing one of my Gem Knights. Then Ruby will get the extra attack added up to its regular attack, and it also has a trample effect, so I can attack over defense. And thanks to Lapis Lazuli, I also was able to burn my opponent, I think for 2,000 or 2,500. Yeah, 500 for every special summoned monster on the field. So very cool, very nice comeback. Yeah, that brilliant top deck though. So yeah, this is currently my list. I think it's pretty much standard. Yeah, the standard monster lineup. One Crystal Rose is very cool, very good to revive it from the grave, open up more Exceed, or yeah, Synchro plays, of course. No, not Synchro, Fusion plays, my apologies. I'm still running Rescue Rabbit together with an Unexpected Guy, which special summons a normal monster from my deck, which gets your engine going. And again, it set up a possible Lava Chain play, again to speed up the deck, get your Gemnite Fusion to the grave, and get your engine going. Again, but as I said in the video, priority number one is to get your Brilliant Fusion. I mean, that's also one of the reasons why I'm still running Upstart. I might cut them for Mind Crush. Again, it's a metagame call. Mind Crush pretty much excellent against every top tier deck. But for now, this is my current list. Denko Sekka is also a way to put in the main deck, but I'm not really sure. I mean, Denko Sekka combined with your Brilliant Fusion, your Gemnite Fusion is of course very good, but if you don't open with your Brilliant Fusion, your Denko Sekka isn't really that good. Denko Sekka is of course very effective as soon as you have your Brilliant Fusion as an access to your Brilliant Fusion. But if you don't have your Brilliant Fusion, Denko Sekka is very mediocre. So guys, if you have any suggestions for the build, you can always leave that down below. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lead signing out. Peace.